Brewing Reloaded. So this is the brewing party times 2. Down there it is at 63 degrees, so we are gonna start mashing now. Basically putting the malt in and waiting. With a malt that has two important enzymes. Of course it has some other enzymes, but two very important ones. That is alpha amylase and beta amylase. So right now at 63 degrees we are gonna have beta amylase doing its magic. So the maltose is gonna be a lot due to the enzyme, and it will go straight into the yeast cells, and it is kind of different than glucose, because glucose is a simple sugar, just one sugar molecule, and that tells the yeast cells, oh, there's loads of sugar, so they slow down. Whereas the maltose, it's a little bit more difficult. All the yeast cells think, oh my god, there might not be enough sugar. So it really starts working, and this is why the fermentation process lasts like 2, 3, 4 days, and otherwise it would last forever. After that, we've got the alpha amylase, and that is going to break down the small starches that are still in there, and that will also create some glucose and some maltose, and that will go at 78 degrees, and then we'll start boiling. We are loitering, and for this all the extracted sugar is coming out, and it is extremely sweet, and we are gonna try some of this as our breakfast, but the rest of it will have to go away. Okay, right now we're boiling the wort, and it's actually finished boiling, so we are just whirlpooling it, so all the heavy stuff stays in the bottom. And my recipe, I'll leave a link in it, link in the description. My recipe is almost like a lager beer, because that's what I like. If you want a more difficult recipe, and you can make, I don't know, IPAs or whatever, for me, they're too bitter, and I don't know, after a couple of beers, then I don't really like them, and then I switch over to lager. And one of my friends, he came here with a bicycle, and he drove quite a lot of miles, and he was basically drinking, I think, one bottle in 10 seconds, and the second bottle lasted a little bit longer, but it was insane. But yeah, so end of the boil, and in the end fermentation tank, and yeah, and let's see what happens then. It's not the beer. The wort is ready. And we're gonna let it all drip out in a slight, and this is basically, we're trying to cool the beer down, and at the same time we don't want any of the solids go in there. So we need to take our time until the beer is out. And that's basically it. So I think we can put it into bottles in about 3 days. I could put it in a keg with CO2, and then it will be ready to drink in 3 days. Here are the kegs, but they're broken, and plus in a way that's because I just need to turn off the water. Because that CO2 gas that comes in is from China or somewhere, and there's no idea what it's where it's coming from. So here we add just a little bit of sugar to the bottles, then they will ferment a little bit more, and yeah, in 10-20 minutes we'll stick the bucket on, and then it will cool down, and we'll cool it down in my room. So right now, of course, there is no air conditioner on, but at night I like to sleep with the air conditioner on, and it's very good for the wort to cool down. And yeah, let's see. Now we really quickly had to go to a brew shop. I didn't have any yeast, and all the brew shops were closed on a Saturday afternoon. There was one open, and we came a bit late, but he had the yeast that I was looking for. So I'm exhausted, but we did it. Now we're done, and we've drinking a lot of the beer. So it's goodbye for Maori to head home.
It was very interesting, and it was very fun, and I hope the beer is very good.
Oh, the beer is gonna be awesome. But okay, when you're going downstairs, there won't be any lights. So be careful with your bike.
I will get my lights on. Let's start it. And thank you very much.
No problem.
It was a pleasure for me, and it was very interesting again. And see you next time.
Yeah, and see you next time. And see you next time. It's actually in Scotland. See you next time means C-U-N-T. So it's basically cunt. So you only say that to people you really hate. So thank you very much.
I'm sorry. But it's only in Scotland, right?
It's only in Scotland.
Not in Greece. In
No.
Greece it means it was a pleasure, and I'm looking forward for the next time to taste the beer that we made today together.
Yep, perfect.
And everybody wants to make beer, just contact Alexander, because he's a great, how you said, brewery man, that he knows the stuff and he knows to make beer.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Brewing like a bum. Done.